Is it time for Indy to see what they have in Chad Kelly? Hello everyone, I am Savak and today we are tackling just that. But first, this video is brought to you in association with the great deals available on Amazon.com. The holiday season is upon us and you're going to need to buy something for someone. And if you go through the link in the description, you will automatically be credited a promo code that will give you up to 62% off this dope-ass Bluetooth speaker. It's extra loud with deep bass, dual pairing capabilities, 360 degrees full surround sound. It's waterproof with up to 10 hours of playtime. Dude, if you're looking for the perfect speaker to take to the beach, to the mud hole, swimming pool, wherever the fuck, it's a free country. And this is the speaker for you. Again, link in the description. So at this point, the playoffs are a no-go for the Colts after their remarkable drubbing at the hands of the record-breaking Saints. So many fans have begun to ask, when will we see Chad Kelly? Kelly, if you're not familiar, was 2017's Mr. Irrelevant. And the road that got him there was an interesting one. Let's recap, shall we? He was kicked out of 2 high schools for behavioral issues, released a self-titled rap song dubbing himself Swag Kelly. I actually like that for some reason, that's funny as hell. Goes to Clemson, is fairly obnoxious pain in the ass, tears his ACL, makes a remarkable 5-month recovery, plays in 5 games that same year. Had some disagreements with the coaching staff due to the freshman phenom Deshaun Watson being brought in. He didn't want to become the backup. Claims, really wanted to cling to a starting job. Had a hit and run, apparently attempted to attack Dabo Sweeney, got dismissed from Clemson. Had to go to junior college to repair his rep, leads them to a national title and is in line to get into Ole Miss. Just days prior, finds himself getting into an altercation with a bouncer at a nightclub, threatens to, and I quote, "get my AK and spray up this place." Seriously? Gets into Ole Miss regardless, and does very well for them before an injury takes him out. After that, he stormed the field at a high school game after his brother took a nasty unnecessary hit, and I'm sure you're wondering now, somebody drafted this guy? I guess we should toss in that he's the nephew of NFL Hall of Famer Jim Kelly. But wait, there's more! His rookie season was fairly quiet. He had no issues as he was rehabbing from an injury, so it was relatively quiet. The following season, though, takes the field in the preseason, does pretty well. Well enough, in fact, that John Elway finally parts ways with first-round bust Paxton Lynch. Kelly assumes the backup role while Case Keenum starts working on playing his way out of the starting job. October 2018. Chad Kelly is literally one poor Case Keenum performance away from taking over as the starter, and he gets obliterated at Von Miller's Halloween party, starts fights with guests, and then wanders off into the night and apparently into somebody's home, sits on the couch next to a mother and her child, and mumbles incoherently to himself. Gets chased out and he's later tracked down and arrested. Let's take a look here. Oh yeah. That's a perfect picture for his parents to frame. Right on the fridge. It's beautiful. After that, his uncle stepped up the tough love on him because otherwise there was no way he was going to proceed in the NFL. His career was going to be over. Which brings us to now. Still with pending litigation stemming from those previously mentioned 2018 fuck-ups, you have to wonder how someone with that rap sheet could still be on an NFL roster. But let me just say, talent and pedigree have a way of navigating people around their issues and into opportunities. Even more so if you have both, like Chad does. But even still, the Colts have had him on their active roster since week 9. And they have him there because they believe they see something in him. Despite all the character flaws, when Chad is on the field, he does seem to have that it factor. And he's another one of those guys that just keeps getting better the more he plays. Which ultimately brings us to now. The Colts are out of playoff contention. The jury is in on Jacoby Brissett. He's good, he's solid, he's very obviously not Andrew Luck. And it's not fair to compare him to Luck, but that's what the fan base has been doing nonetheless. And I understand why. They had their franchise quarterback and then suddenly he's just gone. And the expectation is that his replacement will be able to do the job at least somewhere near the level of the last guy. And this team was said to be a playoff team and a potential Super Bowl contender before the season started. So I get the frustration. Fans are pretty bummed and they want action. So seeing as how there's nothing left to lose, why not see what you've got in Chad Kelly? So far, his only regular season action has been taking a knee to close out a half, and he got a standing ovation for it. Outside of that, he has performed admirably in the preseason and back-to-back years, and despite the fact that those stats mean absolutely nothing, it's still good to note. In Denver, he played in all 4 games, starting one of them. He completed 66% of his passes, 466 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. And then this year in Indy, he played in all 4 games again, starting 2 of them, completed 74% of his passes, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, and also 2 rushing scores. It's not perfect and certainly hasn't all been pretty, but with the season being pretty effectively over, you know what you have in both Brissett and Brian Hoyer. You've got fans clamoring for the franchise to draft another quarterback, and you need to be gearing up for the offseason and draft anyways. So why not put this kid out there and find out how high his ceiling is? See what he can do with the first team. Because maybe you're sitting on a potential franchise quarterback. Maybe, if you discover that he is the answer, you can start tailoring your offseason and draft strategies towards building around him. Let's face it, man. We've already seen Brissett's ceiling, I think. We know Brian Hoyer isn't the past, present, or future. So you gotta figure this out. Otherwise, why even have him on the roster? Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, subscribe, and ding the bell so that you are the first to know when new videos drop. If you aren't aware, I also have a podcast called Seriously Sports, where we cover a variety of other topics, still mostly football, at a faster pace because there's no visuals to account for. These 2 things are my favorite things in the world, and what I dedicate the bulk of my time to. So if you want to help out, obviously going through my links in the description and making purchases helps, but otherwise the best thing you can do for me is tell someone. Tell your friends, family, acquaintances, etc. Share with them, indulge yourself, and thanks for watching.